I'd get angry. But I think it's a compliment in a way, like they have to follow
Yeah,
you kind of thing.
I
Like,
used to,
you know
I
what I
used to
mean?
this is just something else, you know, like, I'd happily play every day if I could. But yeah, I mean, what advice or training tips could you give to us? Like, do you think, cardio every day, gym every day? Like, what sort of things do you propose?
Dieting as well. Are you on a vegan diet, Imran?
I'm not on a vegan diet, but to be fair, like, I wouldn't even call it a diet now, because for the past few years, like, I've taken a lot of care in what I eat and stuff. So it's kind of become like a lifestyle. I wouldn't look at it like a diet. Maybe someone looking at it would be like, oh, he's really strict. But it just
It
kind of
ain't
feels
hard to
good to
tell.
me.
It ain't hard to tell, Imran. I can't lie. It ain't hard to tell.
But yeah, in terms of diet, I'd say obviously, like, before games, you want to have a little bit more carbs to give you the energy. I have a really high protein, like, most days, to like stay lean, like for my muscles to repair and stuff. Stay away from like sugar, fizzy drinks. Like, I haven't had fizzy drinks or chips for like a good few years now, and I think that's made a real good difference.
It's a good state of mind. That it's a New York state of mind.
Yeah, I love cooking as well. Like, since I feel like with football, it's helped me, like, with even skills like cooking. Like, I love to cook homemade. Like, what I do as well, like, I'll get on like Sunday, get like a kilo of chicken, cook that up and like meal prep for the week. So like, instead of like when I'm at uni, when you're at uni, it's easy to like go out with your friends and stuff. I'll just bring like a bit of chicken, some salad, like I can heat that up at uni and get my protein in that way, instead of like going out having fried food, or like, do you know what I mean?
If you were to liken yourself, to somebody, footballer, professional, like on how you play kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying play like Messi or something like that.
Yeah.
Like your characteristics and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people, when I was at Sutton, everyone would call me Mahrez, like right winger, left footed.
Yeah. Do you think that's a racial thing though, because of the beard?
Obviously, yeah, there's a link there, but to be fair, like, I love Mahrez, the way he plays. He's so technical, like,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, even the other day against Man United, the 2 goals he scored, like, it's top quality.
I was gonna say it should be Ziyech, surely, not Mahrez.
Oh yeah, that's a good one actually.
Yeah, but Imran said it's got more legs on him in terms of running. So Ziyech is like a luxury player in that way as well.
Yeah, that's true as well, actually.
You sure? Like, we were saying the whole Shisha Mahrez thing, so you could fit that.
Yeah, it's true. We mentioned Shisha Mahrez once upon a time. I'd then stick with Salah then, because Salah actually does the running back. Do you track back, Imran?
Yeah, like,
yeah, we'll go.
Especially like now we wear like they give us GPS, and then they can
when playing as well.
Yeah, so like it tracks
where
like
the vest.
Yeah, underneath the shirt, like the vest, how much you run, like your top speed, like sprint distance. So like, if you're not running, like, you'll get told like what you're doing. So like, yeah, you need to run.
Life is like a dice game at the end of the day. You never know who's gonna end up playing. Because we've always said before, with Salim, like Salim models his game on Jack Grealish. So we record our gameplays when we actually do go back and play football with our friends. It's on our YouTube channel. So for anyone listening, we're at GoPro Friday Night Football. So I'm wearing a GoPro on my head, and I'm like watching Salim. It's like watching like a smaller Asian Jack Grealish, which is great. See him blushing right there as well. But
are the calves the same size?
Yeah, I'd probably say that. They definitely stick out, the calves do as well with those small.
That's good.
I'm embarrassing now on the pod.
I'll be honest, like, the thing is, he's somebody that, for me, like, he's obviously been my favorite player, because obviously being a Villa fan and watching, like, players come through. But he was sort of a kid that, because I used to watch like the first team, the reserves, and the youth team, and I used to play like a lot of Football Manager. So like,
I love that game.
Yeah,
you're on Football Manager now, aren't you, Imran?
Yeah, I should be on it now.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to sign you then, and work out. I'll probably like put you in the reserve somewhere. But but yeah, so because of that, I knew so many like players, and the thing is, like, I just remember back then, like, obviously I was the only like Villa fan up here in Yorkshire, so I'd be with my mates like, oh yeah, this Jack Grealish kid, like, it was 16 or something at the time, 15, 16. I was like, oh, he's going to be a good player, and everyone just like laughs at you, like, oh yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Chat is deluded, he's just chatting. But then, the thing is, I've watched him play from like 15, 16, like in youth games to reserve games, to when he was on loan.
Yeah, that must be so like rewarding.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's so good. And like, the thing is, like, even like the way he plays and that, I love the way that he plays, like, off the cuff kind of thing. And
it's true, like, especially I think more at Villa, like the way he expresses himself, like it's like he's playing in his back garden, like he's just enjoying and stuff. It's so nice to watch.
Like I see myself like playing like a bit like how he used to kind of play. Like, I'm not like extremely quick, but I've got like that burst of pace, and like, I just love having the ball. I just love like having the ball. I don't like playing without the ball. When I was sort of younger, I used to play with like a lot of like older people. So I used to be quite skinny, and it used to be quite tough for me, because like, they'd just be like fouling me all over the place. But
I love to feel like I get fouled a lot as well. But I think people say like, oh, why didn't you use your head? Like, well, I'd get angry. But I think it's a compliment in a way, like they have to foul you kind of thing. Like, you know what I mean?
like compliment when I was like 17, and like these big guys couldn't stop me, so they're taking me out. Now looking at it, like I'm a bit like older now, like I'm 25. Like I'm playing with like little kids now, so it's a bit like younger lads, so it's a bit weird now. But yeah, no,
I get you.
I just love the playing style, and like, you know, sort of base my play on that. But yeah, it's still like developing on 11-a-side. But yeah.
Salim, who do I play like? Go on. I've never been compared to anyone. Who do I play like?
I don't know. You're kind of different because you're like a lot of running, a lot of box to box, and you can do a bit of everything. So I'm trying to put a name on it. I think you're like somebody like Park Ji-sung or something like that.
I've compared myself to Park Ji-sung in the past as well.
I was thinking, the way you described it, I was thinking like James Milner, but
yeah,
I've also described myself to James Milner like just an all action man in the midfield, just doing what everyone doesn't want to do, and I'll do it just so the team wins. I'm a team player, like that kind of guy.
You need
needs to be done.
I was gonna say, like, do you watch a lot of football or not?
Yeah, I do, but like obviously when I have a game on Saturday or Tuesday, a lot of games are happening, so I'll either have to watch highlights and stuff. But like, for example, on the Sunday when I don't have training or a match, I watch the City United game. So like, when I get time, I try to, but my time's kind of consumed with my own training, my own football. So it's hard to watch like a full game, but I'm always watching the highlights and stuff. I'm making sure I'm up to date.
Yeah, because I'm like the same. Like I sort of like watch so much football now. Like looking back, like even if I don't watch the games, I'll watch the highlights for like every game. That's why, like, I just like to see like how every goal happened and stuff, because there's so much inspiration you can take from. You could just pick things up like subconsciously as well. I think
100%.
like I feel like you can learn a lot. Like for you, obviously, it's more important because I'm not going to be playing for anyone anytime soon. Like that. But for you, it's like just by watching football, I reckon you could learn like so much.
Now, ever since I was a kid, I always would watch that Match of the Day. That's like the show that I would never fail to miss, like most weeks. Do you know what I mean? Growing up, but yeah.
No, because I've been bashing on about it for ages since I've become a scout. Like when you're a video scout, you can learn so much by watching people's movements, when they run, how they scan, the little things in their game, because it just builds them up so well. And when players can recognize this in their game and what they can say and how they say it back, that's a big trait for you to have, I'd say, man, going forward as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'll try and implement that more.